Hi, it's Nancy here. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be using my April Simon Says card kit and put together a bifolding card. Some of the supplies that I'm going to be using is, of course, the stamp set, and some of the other supplies are a Hero Arts. I'm going to use a sentiment handmade with love and an oval die cut. I'm also going to be using I believe this was from June of last year, birthday kit from Simon Says Stamp. So now let's take a look at the card. Here's what it looks like. I made a belly band to hold it shut, and I cut some circle dies and used the stamps to do some peekaboos of the little animals, and I've done 2 of those. So let's get working on the card. I'm going to get out my scoreboard, and I'm using an 80-pound piece of Neenah Solar White, and I'm going to make 4 score marks that are each 2 3/4 inches wide. Then I'm going to score and fold the paper across 4 times in a bifold manner. So after you've completed the scoring, this is what your card base is going to look like. You'll have 4 score marks that you can bifold and open up. Now I made this card several times, and the first time I made it, I did the white layer and cut it out and did the coloring, and then went back and took some coordinating colored paper, cut it at 2 3/4 inches, and glued it down. Now I tried it where I tried to punch, glue it with before I did the punches, and it was just too thick to go through my Big Shot. And I also tried gluing both sheets of the full paper together, doing the scoring, and again I had the same problem with wouldn't run through my Big Shot machine. So the best method is to just cut the individual pieces and add them onto the card base once you get finished. So I've got my round circle die out, and this is a little bit too big for that 2 3/4 inch card panel, but that's the only circle I had. So I'm going to cut those circles out on both sides of the card panels here, and then I'm going to come back later and stamp the image in. Another tip on your colored panels, cut them just slightly smaller than 2 3/4 inches, and then you won't have any problem when you're folding up the card. I had to do a little bit of trimming because it gets a little bulky there. So now I'm going to take my colored panels and start gluing those down onto the card surface. I'm using one of the cards that I made previously to use as my guide so that I can remember exactly what steps I took. I use my tape runner to adhere the large part of the panel, and then I come back with some glue, and I found that was easier to do around the smaller area around the circle. So I'm just going to fast forward through and get all of these panels glued down. Now my camera card filled up, so I missed the video on stamping down the critters, but I just stamped them with some Memento black ink into the circles. And now I'm going to work on my belly band. And you just take a sheet of paper and cut it about 1.5 inches wide, and then fold it around the panel on your card. And then I used a punch there to create the top, which I'm going to come back later and put a stamp on that says handmade with love. Now I'm moving on to the coloring, and I had created a color chart previously, and I'm just following those instructions. And I'm going to have those colors on my blog post if you're interested in seeing what colors I used. So I'm going to just play a little bit of music and speed through this coloring as it's nothing special. And then when I get back to stamping the balloons, I'll come back and tell you what I did. So it was my birthday recently, and I received this card that had a present and some balloons attached to it. And so I decided to use that on the back panel of my card. So I used a present stamp that I had from another kit, and I'm using the little stamp kits that came in the April card kit, and I'm just randomly stamping down those balloons, and then I'm going to come back with a micro pin and draw a line and attach it to the package so it looks like it's floating. And then I will color it with some Copics, and I also got out a sparkly silver Spectrum Noir pen to do the ribbon on the package. And so just some simple coloring to finish up those balloons. And then I'm also going to stamp and heat emboss Let's Celebrate over the back side of the elephant. But again, I missed that on my, due to my video card getting full. In addition to that, my Mac hard drive filled up, so it took me a day and a half to get the hard drive organized so that I could free up some space so I could even put the video together. For those of us who create and also try to videotape the process, you know how frustrating it can be. It just completely ruins the creative process. So I'm really happy I was able to save this video and get it posted. I'm going to have some more detailed instructions on my blog along with the measurements on the card panel. I've enjoyed getting the Simon Says stamp card kits and have had fun watching what others have done with the card and was happy I could come up with something a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe and visit me on my other areas of social media. Thank you. Bye-bye. I also hope you'll go do something creative today. Thanks.